not starting quite yet. We'll let people trickle in.
We're talking about Street Fighter 6.
We're talking about Street Fighter 6 and Granblue Fantasy Master Duel.
I forget. Master Duel soundtrack is like so weird because it's so good.
Like Shadow versus soundtrack, I remember a lot of violins, like, and then the tracks kind of run together. And then when it comes to like Master Duel, for some reason people were talking about. Well, I know why. Like I've listened to a couple tracks. I'm like, what is this from? And people are like Master Duel. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
What are you?
who would expect that?
Yeah.
Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6.
God damn it.
This character's pretty fun when you're winning.
Yeah,
So-
I can't believe your six trigger is gonna be that you gain if you're being aggressive.
So how do his inputs work? So his projectile is a charge, or is it not a charge?
It's not a charge.
He has normal inputs, but his
Okay.
special like elbows and launchers are chargeable. You hold down
As you hold down the
button.
button.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So you do the special input and then hold the button to get to a level 2 state, which changes the property of the move.
That's how you get the wall bounces and all those punches that you can link into afterwards.
Are they natural like frame traps by charging them, or no, not really?
They're not really, no.
Okay, good.
Although you don't want the one where he winds his arm backwards, you don't want to try to challenge that sometimes.
Mm.
Because if he's good distance away, if you eat that hit, you're gonna die. If you trade with it.
Were there charged normals in BB that like you just didn't mess with because it just wasn't worth messing with them?
There's no ICs in BB that I know of.
Okay,
That's
Yeah.
that's more of a melty thing.
got it.
Kirby.
Joke's on him. We have to go to a different channel.
All right,
We
let's
should
hop
go
to
do
the
that
channel. Yeah.
Granblue Fantasy.
Granblue 6. Granblue 6.
I mean, 6 is in Granblue Fantasy Versus.
And he's one of the best characters in that game.
He's so annoying to deal with, boy.
How can the character be good, DJ? He needs so many opportunities to kill you. Sorry, I couldn't get through the entire sentence without laughing.
I don't even know what you're referencing at this point.
That whole thing where GB Versus is like, well, like GB Versus 1.0 was like a 3-touch game.
Yeah, it's 3-touch if you act dumb. Otherwise, it's still slow play.
Yeah.
Spoilers. It's still slow play half the time.
Yeah, well, even with 1.0, like, people just stopped doing the stuff that gets you, you know,
Killed.
air counter hit. Alright, shall we do this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alright, what do you want to do first?
Introductions.
Oh, okay. Alright,
Yeah.
give me 1 second then. Let me get to the characters.
I see Atem on the screen. That's all I see.
Yeah, that's all that matters. He's the only thing that matters. We're gonna go fight him in the afterlife. It's worth everything that we're throwing at it. That's what I've learned from my hero Seto Kaiba.
It's the year like 1999 in that show. He has a space elevator, but we are still using VHSs.
Does he have flip phones, or does he not even have those? Does he have wired receivers?
I don't even remember. He just has money.
I mean, that's fair. Jeez. That is like one of the perfect endings you could possibly have to like Yu-Gi-Oh as a franchise, though, or Seto Kaiba as a character.
Well, as Yu-Gi-Oh as in the first series.
Yeah.
The franchise is still going.
True. Let me go find. Nope, that's the wrong duo. There's Potato Duo. Okay, I have the URL.
It's okay. Seto Kaiba decided that if there's intelligent life out there in the world, in space, he should teach him to duel. Actual words from GX.
Oh Lord. All right, let's get started.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, everybody. Hello, welcome to Granblue Radio. This is episode number 277. It is the beginning of May. We've had May Choregra. Millions died from Kaiba's space. Okay, you know what? We'll talk about Yu-Gi-Oh lore later because it is interesting in like that what is going on fashion. But today we're talking about Granblue Fantasy. Um, there's a whole lot to talk about because it's the beginning of a new month. Let's get started. This is Vibrating Sheep of Granblue_EN, and with me, as always, to yell at me when I'm dumb.
Hi, this is the DJ, and I just got the gun that dropped, which is the enemy weapon, which goes with what's on the screen right now.
Right. So you actually rolled these characters?
No, I got the gun though from Atem.
Atem has a gun. He has a bow and a
Oh, it's a
dagger.
dagger. It looks like a gun. I hate.
You got
this
hit
game.
by the mix-up. It happened.
I hate this game.
All right. So anyway, let's start with the new characters because last week they came out a little bit after our episode. So let's start with Skull and Belerga, who were two of the stars of Freedom's Dirge. So Skull had spent time as an SR, and that SR actually got use because he was an assassin triple attack character before, Dark suddenly got like assassin triple attack characters raining from the sky. But
Dark has a hard time triple attacking, remember? That's why they keep giving him treatment weapons. Yeah.
All right. So anyway, let's go talk about Skull and Belerga, because Belerga is the one who got out of R jail. Belerga was what, 5 years of R jail or something like that since.
It was after the event. It's they were added to the gacha.
Right. Okay. So Skull and Belerga. Let's start with the fact that they are Earth, Harvin, gun melee. The Harvin part doesn't really matter that much these days. Like the playable Harvins in Earth are Chicken and Arulumea.
And chicken and chicken.
Mostly Chicken. With 5-star Bahamut weapons, you pretty much can like customize your Bahamut weapon to whatever team you're running. So it's really easy to just make like a Bahamut axe or a Bahamut gun or whatever to fit whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
So they're an attacker in Earth. This is a really, really crowded spot. So let's go see how they attack. So you just need to look at their support skills because it tells you everything you need to know. Go big or go home. So when they're almost knocked out, they triple attack. They're immune to debuffs. They get bonus earth damage. Is it 50%?
20% actually.
20%. Okay. And their buffs can't be removed. So it's a combination of like the Earth Berserker mode. You have Maloo with this kind of thing. You have Threo with this kind of thing. They need to be in the red first. How is this different from Uisis's in Fire?
Debuff immunity and buffs can't be removed. That's it.
Okay. So that's the whole thing, right? You want to get them in the red. You want them to triple attack. They're not going to be stunned. They're not going to be defense downed or anything like that.
They could just die.
They can. So how do they avoid dying? Let's go up to Crazy Star. So.
Oh, let's go 7th anniversary first.
Sorry, what?
Go 7th anniversary. I know that's the wrong character. I'm mad. I was still looking at you, Isis.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. My eyes were blinded. Oh, keep going.
I mean, it was you, Isis. We understand. So, yeah, in chat, Sachi says that the first skill CD reset for Fire Uisis gets traded out for a different kind of survivability. So, Crazy Star. Eat your own hit points, gain unchallenged, gain jammed, and if you use it when you're already in the red, then they get undying along with that unchallenged.
The thing is, it's going to take a long time for them to get back that, skill.
Mm-hmm. So
So they could just die before they get undying.
what's the cooldown at plus? Is it 9 turns or is it 10 turns? Or
It's
8?
9 turns.
It's 9 turns? Yeah, okay. And so Fire Uisis, she can reset her skill 1, can't she?
No, but
Oh, okay.
she starts with lethal attack dodge one time at the start of battle.
I
So
see, okay. So it's oh wait, yeah, then that's right. It's her effect on her um is instead of the undying effect, when she is already in the red and she presses her skill 1, she resets the cooldown on these other 2 skills. I
correct.
remember now. Okay. All right. So the next thing that they get, Earth, they get a nuke with a random debuff. The list of random debuffs is pretty unremarkable, honestly.
Yeah, they're still useful.
It's useful.
So the debuffs are blind for 180 seconds,
Hmm
5,000 poison, 20% water attack down, which is the nice one. Also,
hmm
nice one is 20% earth defense down, 20% debuff resist down, and 20% special attack damage lowered for 3 turns.
Right. The problem is that you're never gonna be sure which one you're gonna get, and
I
so
mean,
you
that's what
just
like all these type of things. You just hit the button anyways.
right. You just hit the button. You get the damage. If it is one that is useful to you, great. If it's not one that's useful to you, oh well, you got the damage out of this. Um, and then when they're already in the red, then it happens twice. That's when you start being like, okay, maybe I have an actually good chance of getting the one that I want. So, for example, blind or special attack damage down are the ones that help keep them alive when they're at constantly low health.
You're gonna hit this button after skill 1, so
Hmm
you're gonna double cast on the first turn.
Right, and also we now that we know what Northern Rush does, we go up to their CA. Their CA, massive earth damage, and then it casts their debuff along with their nuke. All right.
Yeah.
So, that's a tight little package right there. And then, um, 8 turn cooldown for Assassin for a turn, which has 20% chaser from themselves. They're gonna triple attack by nature. And then if they are already in the red,
Which they will in that first turn.
mhm, then they get amplify.
15% amplify
So, I
on an
mean,
assassin turn.
yeah, these characters are essentially made for like your luchador Keelan kind of turns, because like, all right, hit Crazy Star. They're already in the red. You do these things for the extra effects. You Keelan, you hit Crazy Star for the other extra effect, you know, and then you do all the you. Is this a 1 turn or is it one time? It is 1 turn.
Turn.
Okay.
And it's a yellow button, so in full auto it'll go off before Northern Rush.
hmm So yeah, I mean, pretty neat little package there. Like their use case is extremely straightforward. There is nothing subtle about these characters.
I don't so their second passive is individual freedoms.
hmm
So they will activate Northern Rush if the foe uses CA pretty much.
hmm
If the foe uses a stance, you get two turn cut reduction.
And
And I'm
stance
trying
attacks
to understand why you would ever let a stance attack go off in the first place.
stance attacks are specifically V2 omens, right?
V2 omens, and this is usually the one that is full dots.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't see any situations where you want that to come off.
hmm But yeah, I mean, um, Earth has no shortage of characters that do well with Luchador, but these two do especially well with those Luchador setups. Or they can go a second turn also.
They can play well with the same grid that Fiorito works with.
hmm Yeah, like really good with all the enmity. The garrison is kind of incidental, but they'll benefit from it.
Fist.
They do a whole lot of nuking, given that their CA is a nuke. This is a double nuke. You can you
5 turns
double
on a
nuke up
button's not
them.
that bad either.
hmm So yeah, And then special shout out to their weapon. Their weapon is a weapon of note. Keep it in mind for later because it has the bloodshed skill on it. And Destiny Knuckles was the last time that we had this where everyone went, all right, we're keeping a note on these things. As soon as they get a 4-star, we're throwing them wherever we can. And guess
well, good thing that that their skill one is not max, current HP for 80%. Always remember that.
So yeah, I mean, there is a very clear thing to do with them. You know, they have a job and they do it well. And yeah, like they don't have the same kind of utility that a Narmea or a Sidala do. Like they're not going to sub all, they're not going to do anything like that. All they do is hit you really hard in the face, you know?
You know, Skull's not very smart.
What are you talking about? He's a genius. Source Skull.
His Skull.
But what he does do, he is very good at, which is yeah, shooting people in the face and punching. So, on to the character who is not as easy to use. Like people were like, "Oh yeah, she's Tico." It's like she is not Tico.
There's many things that I would rather have on have because of Tico stuff.
Mhm.
And you know, I'm gonna start off with here where she seals herself for 2 turns.
Right. Okay. So bait and lead. Restore. So on CA. So Sophia traditionally a healer. She's still a healer. So she heals everybody. How big is the heal on Sophia?
2,000.
Okay.
Yep.
Let me go. Actually, I have look at Sophia. Let me go take a look at the full version of her so that I don't like get fooled by the numbers posted.
Is slightly lower than her other version, which was 2,500.
Mm-hmm. Does she have healing nodes? She has 2 healing nodes. So that's plus 40%. It'll go up by about what, 400. So nothing to write home about for a CA. Like how much does Deonta heal for when she CAs?
She gives a chaser, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. All right, so let's move on to the rest.
Also, it's like 2,000 something. Let me look it up.
So Sophia also boosts multi-attack rate on her CA. Your Eternal already does that if you use him.
All right, I found the answer of Idol on the Beach. It's
Okay.
2,500.
2,500. So Deonta heals for more. Idol on the Beach, does it have a multi-attack rate on it?
Yes. 40% DA, 20% TA,
Okay,
and 30% normal attack.
And then Sophia's is, let's see what her multi-attack bonus is.
40% DA, 20% TA.
So that's the same. Got it. She gives Dispel Cancel, which is actually very important for late game content.
Yeah, that one's actually good.
And Deonta doesn't have that, does she?
Dispel Cancel came out way later than Deonta.
Deonta got a rework, but anyway, yeah, okay.
That came out also way later than that came out way before
the
Dispel Cancel became
stuff.
a thing.
Okay, that's fair. All right. Then she has a shield for 4,000.
That's really good.
10% uplift
for 2 turns out there. So well, three turns total. So.
And then here's the important part. So Cygames is not stupid. They know what people are doing in water. She then CA seals herself for 2. You said 2 turns?
2 turns after she CA'd.
Yeah. So between Benito and Summer Andira and Poseidon and the MC having like Relic Buster, Limit Burst, or Akane Shige, or what was the last one? Oh yeah, being Rising Force with Undying Fury, or Unleash the Fury. They're like, okay, look, don't spam. You can't spam this one. It happens every 3 turns at most.
And there's a reason for that. We'll get to in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But you also cannot clear this.
Yeah, it cannot be removed, which is important because yeah, she has multiple clears.
Does water have like the effect of reducing turn counts on debuffs? I know Fire does, and I know Earth does because that's the same character. And
Yeah,
then
and then
there's Uni.
I would have to look it up because I actually don't know because normally I just Poseidon the debuff away and just ignore its existence.
Yeah, you can't do that with this.
You really can't.
You can't do
Like,
it on self-inflicted debuffs.
yeah. If you know in chat, let us know. Until then, we're gonna move on. So Juliet does it. You know, I use Water Juliet, and I've totally forgot that she had that. Let's see here.
Yeah, it's a 3 crest or more passive.
Ah, okay. So if she has 3 crests and eats them, then she can reduce this. All right. So let's move on to the whole kit. We're going to move to the support skills first, which are some of the things that define her along with that CA. So she gives you uplift for 2 turns after. Is it? Let's see.
Correct, 2 turns. So if
So-
if she's before everyone else, then
Mhm.
they'll get it for that turn and then 2 more turns.
So yeah, if you have uplift on you, then your team gets 10% chaser. This is a passive chaser, so there's a bunch of things that it doesn't stack with. Doesn't matter. She gets a 2-turn cut to her skill 1 cooldown, her buff cooldown.
One that is very long cooldown.
Right. So this is a 12-turn cooldown, but it is a fake 12-turn cooldown because she's assuming at some point that the enemy will do a special action.
That button is actually literally Tico's.
The Segnan is?
Yep, it's
All right.
literally the exact same. And with Tico, her reduction is when the foe uses a special attack.
Mm-hmm. So that part, exactly the same as Tico. Now let's move on. So Seagull. Hit to fire attack, hit to multi-attack rate. We've talked a lot about what good work multi-attack rate down does. And it dispels.
It's 50-50, and it's on a 6-turn cooldown.
Dispelling in water is especially good because of things like, say, the Rise of Justice, where if you have that thing at 4 stars, when she casts a dispel effect, she will heal herself, as well as do a nuke and provide stacking stacking attack and defense down thanks to Maria Theresa.
If she removes something, then Cassius will also be happy.
Mm-hmm. Then after that, so this is the part where she diverges from being Tico. So she has supplication mode. It's a green skill, and while she is in supplication mode, every end of turn she does a heal, which is only 1,000. She removes a debuff, and she cannot normal attack. She can only CA.
So the difference is that she can't turn this off, unlike Tico, who can turn hers off.
She can't turn this off, and it's a buff that she puts on herself. It is a fixed duration. So this is
no, it's a buff. That means you could technically extend it.
Right. And so, you know, this plays very differently than Tico there because Tico is very much a like put her in healing mode and forget about her for a while kind of character.
Take her off.
Mm-hmm.
You don't always have to be in it.
Right. And then Sophia here has a lot more like nuance to when you want to go into that mode because it's a hard commitment. Then the fact is that she has to only CA just like Satyr or other characters like that.
But how did she get the meter?
By uplifting everybody
okay, and
else.
afterwards.
Also, yeah, while she's in here, then when she CAs, she waits until the end of the turn, and then everybody else double strikes, which is nuts. That's wild.
That's also why she's really limited on how she can actually build meter too.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Tico gets 100 meter on the skill.
Right, and she gets that back, right?
she gets to cheat it out by being able to activate it again after then we see Haze.
Yeah. So, also in chat, by the way, Cupiton skill 1, if you have yellow arrow, also can reduce cool like debuff durations.
Oh, okay.
But reducing debuff durations actively, it will never go below 1, so you'll still have that one turn. So it'll need to be Juliet eating a crest in order for it to turn on, get reduced, and then turn off.
You still need another turn. It's 2.5.
Okay, yeah, it'll go down to 1. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll go down to 1.
So, like I said, Cygames isn't fully stupid about how people use their characters. Anyway,
like we said, she has limited ways of even building meters in the first place.
mm-hmm.
She has to rely on other people giving her a meter.
Right, and so like between the puzzle of giving her meter, the puzzle of giving her meter in such a way, and then also like trying to cut the cooldown on this at the same time. There's a lot of different ways you can play this character, and there's just a lot that she does, and a lot that rewards you for building smart around her. And so this is just super cool. And yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to playing with this character. I just finished leveling her, and by finished, I mean, like, I still need to give her a bunch of EMPs, etc., etc.
Another nice way of getting uplift?
What's that?
There's a character named Lucio Summer.
That's a way to give up her uplift, or the rest of your team uplift, yes.
The other way is a Curse of Hypnos.
Yeah, I love that weapon, by the way. I've sung its praises on this show multiple times, so...
It's the better of the two weapons. Don't get the other one, please, says the guy who got the other one.
For those of you who have your 8th anniversary weapon trade still, I'm just gonna say, down here in the other section, this is a good one. It's this and the Dark Thresher, in my opinion. Dark Thrasher, I always get that wrong.
But yeah, you can give uplift to the entire team, and by doing so, you give everyone chaser for the entire team.
Mm-hmm. And hey, Lucio is a character who already gives your entire team chaser, so you know.
Yeah, just Paradise Lost.
All right, so that's Skull and Belerga and Sophia. We're gonna briefly touch on the Tower of Babel. So we only got one new lair this time around, and this one, it felt much more about testing your endurance rather than testing your ability to solve puzzles. Which, I'm fine with that.
Look, those early puzzles were kind of BS sometimes. It was literally, do you have exactly this?
Yeah, this one is just like, you gotta live. You gotta live through all of these things that are trying to like
kill you immediately.
Kill you. Mm-hmm. The Primal Dominator especially was like, all right. So my favorite water video maker, Ennead, made a video of beating Ozzy Dahaka over here, the Primal Dominator, and the video description was, for the first time since I made 150 Henri, it feels like I had a use for him, and specifically him. And then it was very quickly followed up by, but I still think he's missing some things, so Cygames, don't think that this is over with. He still needs help. And just like...
I see.
So it was that kind of thing, where it's like, I did it! I justified this character transcending. Yeah. But anyway, I mean, I had fun in the tower. Only having one new lair makes me wonder about their pacing. Like, I wonder if they're gonna be doing more Tower of Babel runs more often, given that they're totally okay doing Babel during other events.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, in Princess Connect, when the Tower of Luna comes back, it is the only thing going, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah,
Sometimes they're at the tail end of an event.
Mm-hmm. And so yeah, this is something that you're just like meant to go into, chip away at. If you're behind, you can spend these days to catch up, and then yeah, when you're done, you get buttloads of rewards. It's like, all
What
right.
were the worst this time?
The rewards this time, there were 3 of each class champion weapon emblem, which
Okay.
is something that I was really happy about. There was the usual like, let's see, what was in the rewards here? There were crystals. There were like, uh, that was one of the emblems. There's anima,
Sunlight Shard at the last one.
sunlight
And 2
shard,
gifts.
yeah, tickets, etc. But the unique one was devilry emblems, and I was like, thank you for saving me all of these freaking dark blades.
From 59-1.
hmm
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hey, 50. Let's see here. You got twin elements, Omega. Oh, the Omega element was 5. That's really nice.
hmm But
Especially since,
anyway,
we might need them for the island sometime.
hmm but yeah, I really do hope that they just do like one layer at a time more often instead of doing 2 and then it's like however long it takes to get to the next one. I am okay with that because I know a lot of people who get anxiety when the tower comes through because there are like levels that they're still stuck on, and every time the tower comes out they're just like, this is the only time the tower is running for the next, like, I don't know how long. I gotta finish, and they put a lot of stress on themselves. So hopefully if it comes around more, then you know people won't put as much pressure on themselves.
I mean,
um,
just do it like Princess Connect. Do it once a month.
hmm
That's literally Princess Connect. Event cycles are like an actual cycle.
hmm So yeah, I wouldn't mind if it was once a month. I wouldn't mind if they just made it like Pride of the Ascendant and just left it there. But I understand why they don't leave it there. I just, I do want to see more of the tower because I think it doesn't have to be BS. It can just be slightly challenging, and we're gonna be okay with that. BS you can save for the Pride of the Ascendant Proud Pluses.
Uh, uh, uh.
All right, so after making you just like raise your blood pressure a bit by just mentioning that. All right, so this month is a Choregra month. This week is a Choregra week, and so we'll go very, very, very quickly through this. Like a lot of this stuff, we're not going to talk about until the actual week that it happens. So, all right, let's take a look at what we've got coming. So,
Okay.
Xenokoro, the Soul Flamma, and the Flamma Orbis is still a main hand that I use to this day. So it getting a 5-star, thumbs up.
That sword was so good as it released.
Yeah, and the gun is like also really amazing.
As it
So
released.
big thumbs up. Um, Final Fantasy 11, it's happening. We'll talk about it when it happens. Uh, there's a couple of rears. All right, so the next Ennead is going to be Fire Atum, or Atem as Yu-Gi-Oh fans will call him. I'm excited. I'm so excited because
It's water. You get to play water.
yes, I get to play CA based water. It's like tell me more. With my Dante main hand and my Rising Force teams and everything. I'm excited. I'm excited for this boss. Given how much Bennu did to like raise the profile of characters who were pretty fun, like Randall, then I wonder what characters will be pulled out for Atum.
Richard, once again.
And also how much Yu-Gi-Oh memery that the fandom is going to be pulling out for this guy once he has a voice.
Oh man.
What if they
Hmm.
What if they have Zudiken voice him? He's just actually voiced by Kaiba. No.
Why would it be Kaiba if he's Atem?
Yeah, that's right. Who was the voice of Atem in Japanese? I'll have to look that up later. All right.
In season 0, who was the voice of Shinji again?
Ogata Megumi?
Yeah, so in season 0, it was Ogata Megumi.
Wow. Amazing.
In season 1, I don't know.
Alright. So we have a post Golden Week campaign coming up because, we'll find out more on the 8th, sure. We're going to have missions for Final Fantasy 11, which are always good for people. Alright. So DJ,
Huh? What's up?
5-star Wind Uesis. What is the thing that you most hope that they will fix about her?
I don't know how you're gonna fix this, to be honest.
All right. Good talk.
Unfettered becomes guaranteed triple attack for 3 turns. Because guaranteed double attack is not amazing in this game day age.
Yeah, that's true. Guaranteed double attack is one of those things that like a bunch of characters just have by default without having to press a button now.
Next thing is Steadfast Shield and Ardent Blade doesn't have their cost requirements.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they
Because,
cost meter.
One of them costs meter.
Mm-hmm.
Steadfast Shield costs 20 meter, and Ardent Blade costs 20% health.
Mm.
You don't need to remove your health, please. We're past this now.
Well, unless you're a Destiny Knuckles player, but then again, if you're a Destiny Knuckles player, then the Destiny Knuckles have already removed
You
as
already
much health
removed
as
your
they need
health
to.
already.
Yeah. All right. We have the remaining 12 rebalances. We're just gonna skip those until they actually rebalance. We've talked about these characters before.
I can't wait for Frau. Yeah.
Well, you already know where my eyes are. Right around fire. Oh, I accidentally scrolled too far.
Was it Greya?
Yeah, but also Hasalia. Like this, I've talked very at much depth about how much I hate the moon mechanic.
Also, Dom, I can't see what you're scrolling at, by the way.
Oh, you can't?
No, I was just looking at Atem.
Wait,
on your
weird.
screen.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong screen right now.
Yes, all we've
Curses.
been looking at it was Atem.
Hold on, my bad. There we go. Streamy's a blow up, and I'm sorry. I'm looking at Hasalia.
Okay, cool. We actually have Korra now, guys.
Thanks for pointing it out. Okay, here we go. We were looking at Uesis before. We were scrolling through the 32 million. Anyway, but yeah, Greya, I'm looking forward to as an update. I'm looking forward to a Hasalia update. DJ, you're looking at Frau.
They're finally actually doing. Also, don't forget they're finally actually doing a character I've been asking for a long time,
Aliza. Yeah, Aliza's super outdated. All right.
Her thing still costs meter.
Yeah. So finally, there's just a bunch of quality of life things like host materials you can get get from quests, get from treasure trade, pop up for. Nice. They're gonna add that screen to more things, especially in the bullet and secret gear screens, which is good quality of life. There, the quality of life one that everybody is saying thank God for is the one where you will no longer join a raid that you haven't joined in a while and just have the complete wrong team because the game has forgotten.
That was always fun. Great. Yeah, woo.
Now
I'm actually excited.
It'll actually remember your team, and it'll remember the difference between semi-auto and full auto instead of just defaulting to whatever you chose before. So that's good. And then the rupee gotcha change is coming, and that one's going to be a big one. But yeah, I mean, that's a lot of this month.
All right.
We've got another fun stream to go for. If people want to watch it, there's the Final Fantasy 11 stream. So it is a little unfortunate that Nakamura couldn't come to this one because all of these cast members are FF11 diehards.
So who's in it?
So Konishi, the voice of
yeah.
Beelzebub. As far as I know, his logged in time in Final Fantasy 11 is measured in years.
That's a lot.
If you did the /played command or whatever the equivalent of it is, it would be more than 500 days, I think. So he's still in hard. Asakawa Yu will be making an appearance on Granblue Fantasy Media. It's been a while for her. She's still an ambassador for the game, I think. Uh,
Okay.
Imai Asami is gonna be there. Kato Emery still actively plays the game and streams it, and then
Yep.
KMR and Fukuhara are gonna be there. That'll be a pretty fun one. Even though I'm not coming in from like a Final Fantasy XI background, really, like I only played for less than a year. But yeah, I mean that'll be fun to watch. It won't be as fun as the Kakuzuke check. That thing was super fun.
That was great. That was amazing. I can't believe you got a perfect run.
I can't. Yeah, Aliza deserves it. She did it. Let's go, Team Bollywood. Um,
I
but
thought she was so wrong on the sword.
she was the only one, and she got it right. What a god.
I'm like, there's no way that this. Oh my god, they're all wrong except for her.
Oh man. Um, there's yeah. That one's going to be fun. FF11 should hopefully be fun. It's a giant nostalgia bomb for the Japanese for sure, and for a lot of people who grew up on like this specific kind of MMO, like the EverQuest lineage, then it is going to be a big blast from the past.
Mhm.
In today's Let Me In news, starting in freaking end of July into August, there is going to be a 4D
Let me in.
a 4D um I, I hesitate to call it an art gallery or exhibit because it's like full, it uses like projection onto mist screens. It uses like
I'd
uh
say exhibit.
yeah, I guess so. It's an interactive experience though, because they'll have sound and like temperature and heat, like water and things like that. Like the samples of it, there's just gonna be a whole lot, and I hope to be able to get there for this because this looks so cool.
It should be better than the Grand Cipher ride, and we went on that.
Yeah, the Grand Cipher ride is one of those things where it's like, ah, yes, I too have been to the Hogwarts experience at Universal Studios.
Ah, and there's Bahamut. Oh no.
Ah, look, I'm getting water sprayed in my face.
Yeah, we went to Auguste. We also went to the Hiduchi as well. It was
hmm
great.
Yeah, but yeah. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this week. Next week, once again, we'll be talking about Final Fantasy 11, and Final Fantasy 11, and
Yeah, that's about it because I don't know anything else that comes out next week.
the Stardust Children single will probably be playing.
You'll be like, yeah.
Because I'm 100% picking this thing up for the stickers. These
It's not
stickers.
for Fiore's part in singing.
What singing? He is
It's so
like
good.
he's angry screaming. That's his role in this song.
Like at least he's not a vampire this time.
All right. So anyway, thanks for joining us this week, friends. See you next week for Final Fantasy 11. We are we're getting ready to fight a tomb, everybody. Look at how hot he is, everyone. Like he's got that. Let's see, isn't that the exact way that Ozymandias sits in FGO?
Probably. I don't pay attention to Ozzy. I don't have them.
Oh, okay. Cause yeah, there's that like,
Spoilers. Getting 5 stars in FGO. You have to be ready.
I see. I mean, Chaos Ruler sits like that. I'm pretty sure that Gilgamesh sits like that in FGO though. The
You
very
know who also
bored,
sits
like,
like this?
who's that?
KMR.
Oh yeah, you right.
I still have that
Kimura
picture
suit.
somewhere.
Oh yeah, him as a Chaos Ruler. It's a good
Yeah.
one. All right. Anyway,